Well, the COVID-19 pandemic certainly taking an emotional toll on many members of the class of 2020, right? Many will not be able to attend a traditional prom that would be happening right around this time of year, graduations, something most have waited their entire lives to take part in. So joining us now to help those students rebound from this is Doctor of Psychiatry and Executive Director at the Clay Center for Young Healthy Minds at Massachusetts General Hospital, Gene Beresin. Good morning to you, sir. He has some coping skills for us, so thank you for joining us this morning. Let's get to it. So what can you tell us right now about those young kids, those young teens right now, who are missing out on things like graduations, who are missing out on things like proms? What are they saying about their feelings and their emotions?
Well, thank you very much for having me. Kids are depressed, they're anxious, they're stressed, they're irritable, they're bored. And they don't see very much into the future, and many have anticipatory grief, which means they're anticipating even worse things happening, like not having summer jobs, not going to camp, maybe college not being beginning in the fall. So what we can do is we can address these feelings and help them in many different ways. And some tips for parents in dealing with this loss is, first, to let the kids stay connected with each other. You know, we're social creatures. We want to help them connect with each other and be with their sports teams and be with each other. We need to have frequent conversations with them. Don't just assume that you know why they're anxious or why they're upset, and share your own experiences with them. The arts, creative expression is really important for young people. So to help them play music, to help them, dance, sing, write poems, journal, and share those creative expressions is very helpful. Planning activities together.
So what do you
think
about?
Get the kids involved. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, what do you think about some of those home activities? Would you say maybe replace the graduation ceremony with maybe an at-home graduation, right? Kind of replicate what they were going to experience, so they're not missing completely out on it?
Sure. There are plenty of virtual Zoom or Google Hangout graduations where communities, where sports teams, where classes have met together. And let's look what LeBron James did in hashtag Graduate Together with President Obama on board. Millions of kids around the country shared a graduation exercise. And that most folks can't do that themselves, but we can simulate that. We can do things at home, and we can do things together. We can plan activities. The kids should be a part of replacing what they've lost in doing things together. My family, for example, we have a Spotify Beresin family quarantine playlist, and we're all contributing to it as we go on. And I have known some sports teams around here where kids and members of the class have driven past athletes' houses and honked their horns to kind of show that they're in support of the teams that couldn't play this season.
And, of course, so many teenagers are dealing with this, but they're also dealing with the struggles of remote learning at the same time, right? So for the parents out there, what's your advice to them, okay? Because you're dealing with a moody teenager as you would on a normal circumstance, right? Because I remember being a teen, and I certainly had my days where I was just very moody. What's your advice to those parents on how to deal with it? Is it just to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to let them have this day. I'm going to let them have their mood today.
Well, I think that's one way of dealing with it, but I think parents need to help them in a number of ways. The most important thing, I think, is to transform negative thinking into positive thinking. So, for example, they can help the teens appreciate what we've lost. We used to be able to hug each other. We could hang out at the barbecue, but we can't do that now. But there's hope for it in the future. And helping them modify negative thoughts into positive thoughts. So, for example, if a teenager, as many do, are thinking catastrophically, like this is the end of the world, they can share stories like, remember when the hurricane hit? Remember when we didn't have power for a week? Remember when we sadly lost our dog?
Right.
And we got through it. So telling family stories and reminding them of hard times is very, very, very helpful.
All right, Doctor, we're out of time. Thank you very much. What's on your playlist? Give me one song on your playlist.
Chicken Fried. Zach Brown.
I don't know that one. All right, I gotta check that one out. Thank you very much,
my family.
Doctor. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, thank you.
Very good. Stay safe to you. And by the way, everybody, there's a wealth of information on our website to help you rebound from this pandemic. You can also find help navigating the job market, making ends meet, managing the stress. All you got to do is go to PIX11.com/rebound.